This is a copy of my brand new children's book, The Miraculous Busy Billy. And this story details where a bee named Billy is pretty much faced with a lot of criticism in his hive. This is my dedication here to my grandmother and also to all the young kids out there that are going through similar situations that Billy has gone through. And pretty much he has been able to develop and maintain a strong spiritual connection with the Most High, which he is joked and mocked for. But it's by way of this connection when the beaver hive is in trouble, it's Billy who has to step in to save the day. And he does that by, like I said, asking the angels to forgive everyone in his beehive. And he also brings others to spirituality as well to pray, just as he's done. So I feel this is a great book that will encourage and inspire children to continue to being their most authentic selves and being faithful and obedient to the Most High when faced with adversity. This is a great and positive read for your children. A great way to introduce spirituality to them. So make sure you go ahead and check out my book. It's available on Amazon for purchase via my website and my YouTube. Thank you, and I hope you and your kids enjoy. Be blessed.
My book, Steps Towards Reinventing Yourself, is available now on Amazon. Check link below in description box and community board.
Hello, my divine kings and queens. I am back to do another video. In today's message, what we're going to be talking about is that you cannot silence what's meant to be spoken, and you can't break what's not meant to be broken, right? And this comes from unsolicited, unwarranted attacks against your character, against your livelihood. And what some of you don't know is sometimes we have to be brought down to our lowest in order to reach our highest. And what I mean by that, a lot of times when God allows certain things to happen to you, sometimes we be a detriment to our own selves because of the signs that we choose to ignore, the red flags that we choose to ignore, ignoring our intuition, even when it pertains to family, when it pertains to friends, when it pertains to lovers. We choose to ignore these signs and these red flags. And that's where our help comes in from. But when you take the time to listen to that small, still voice that's guiding you and where you need to be and what you need to do, you understand that when you are obedient, that your path becomes clear for you. You understand what I'm saying? And so a lot of us went through things where I always say when we make mistakes, these are mistakes that we are making on our own. But there are a lot of people who sit back and watch and plot and want to certain things to happen to you. So they try to keep an eye out on your weaknesses, keep an eye on where you are in your life. You understand me what I'm saying? So that they can figure out ways that they can weave through to destroy certain things that's happening for you. I always tell you the reason that the enemy attacks so hard is because he sees what's ahead of you for your future. So anything that these people were able to dismantle in the past, right? It can't amount up to what God has in store for your future. So I always tell you, this is why the foundation that God has built for you, he planted you on fertile soil. So every attack, every betrayal, every slander, you understand what I'm saying? Every rumor, every gossip that was sent your way, all it can do is help propel you and grow you and take you to the next level because of how God has set up your life. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of you was attacked because of your purpose, because of your destiny. But what people don't understand, it's not like you wrote out your destiny and had it sent up to the heavens for God to see and then decide whether or not he wants to approve it. This was something that was already predestined and orchestrated for you. So these self-proclaimed gatekeepers of your life, of your blessings, these people are about to be sat down because this was their last stand against you. I always tell you, look at how history is repeating itself as it pertains to Joseph. You're talking to a God. You're talking about a God who does not repeat himself. You understand what I'm saying? He will wipe off the face of humanity if it means it will bring about change and balance for his people. Before he flooded the earth, he warned who? He warned Noah. So Noah could save his family and the animals that God instructed him to place on that boat. When he told Lot and his wife to get out of Sodom and Gomorrah because he was about to destroy the city, he told Lot's wife, don't look back. He told Lot and his wife. Now, these are people who he was sending in and who he was trying to protect. But I always tell you, this is why I tell you don't go back to what God has delivered you from. Because you never understand if the second time around, if this person or the enemy will have their way. All you're doing is serving the enemy an extra bullet to sit up here and point to your face and shoot the gun and pull the trigger. So sometimes when God is delivering you from something, you have to understand, and it's sometimes we may not understand, but it's not for him to repeat himself. If he's telling you something, it's for good reason. So he told Lot and his wife, don't look back, or you will turn to a pillar of salt. And it was right there in that instant she turned to a pillar of salt, all because she chose to look back. Now, whatever her reasoning was, it doesn't matter. So if God, like I say, can do this for people of whom he's trying to save, what you think he's going to do towards your enemies, who he's given numerous occasions to change? He's given plenty of warnings to stop. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's warned these people. I sit high and I look low. I see what you're doing and spiritually attacking this person. Sending people this person's way to distract them, to delay them, to detour them, get information on them, to use against them. You understand what I'm saying? In this season, these people grouped up. And I keep saying that because I'm telling you, there was a plot on your life. And I mean that. So many people went through it in 2023. Some of it at the hands of our own struggles, and some of it at the hands of struggles that people wanted us to go through. So they enlisted everyone that they could enlist, manipulated and deceived everyone that they could. But this is what I'm saying. It all comes to an end and a complete halt when God decides that at the end of the day, you've already taken them down to their lowest. So now it's time for me to bring them up to their highest. I always tell you, even when it happens to Ramesses, how many warnings did God give Ramesses? When God chose Moses to go through and to go back to save his people, Moses even questioning God. Like, are you sure you have the right person? Sometimes these people who are going up against us don't even understand that a lot of times we question God as to why he picked us and chose us. Because we already know the attacks. We already know the slander. We already know the backlash that we're going to receive. God forbid you a felon, and now you want to sit up here and change your life. Or you can't talk about God. God forbid you was a prostitute. God forbid you was promiscuous. Oh no, you can't talk about God. You can't change your life. Who are you? God forbid you sat up here and you was convicted of murder, convicted of identity fraud, whatever it is. You wasn't on the up and up. Oh, you can't talk about God. No. We don't want to listen to you. You don't know what you're saying. We have to shut you down. Again, this God-like complex. Who are these people? Who are these people to say what you're worthy of? Who are these people to sit up here and try to say, you know, this is what we're going to do to destroy you. This is what we're going to do to delay you. And these people sit back and they watch. These people, just because you always wonder why they come about in certain places, or they decide to flip on you at any given moment in time. You understand what I'm saying? These people who had certain positions in your life. You understand what I'm saying? It could be a mother, it could be a father, it could be an aunt, it could be a cousin, it could be a brother, it could be a sister, it could be a lover, it could be an ex-friend. But whoever it is, these people are acting as self-proclaimed gatekeepers of your life. Because they don't want certain things to happen for who? For you. But don't even understand. We don't even understand sometimes why God says that this is what we're going to receive. We don't even understand sometimes why God sat up here and chose us for certain things and signed us up for certain missions. Do you understand what I'm saying? And said that this is what our purpose is and this is what our destiny is. But at the end of the day, when he puts his foot down, prophecy will be fulfilled. You're talking about a man who has never accepted defeat and has never lost. He's never lost a battle. He's never lost a war. He's never lost a debate. He's never lost a fight. He's always been able to overcome. So he gives his people the power to overcome as well. When you look at Joseph's story, Joseph's brothers sold him into slavery. And I keep saying this because I'm really feeling, you know what I'm saying, like, sometimes we look at different backgrounds. We look at different cultures and how their families are so brought together. And then sometimes in our situation, we look at how divided our family was. People can look at you and be so screwed up in the head that God chose you. that they say, you know what, I'm sitting up here struggling. It's the haves and have-nots in this situation. Why God decided that you shall have. Why God decided that you're going to be lifted up. Why God decided that you're going to have gifts. Why God decided this for you and not for me. Some of these people can be older than you, but they were jealous of you, envious of you. Never let go of that jealousy and that envy. And even though we underestimated how far the enemy will go to destroy us, because in our mind, no, they would never sit up here and group up and pay people to spiritually attack me, pay people to sit up here and come for me, to find out information about me so they can use it against me. They'll never pay somebody to come my way, to hurt me, to leave me destitute. They'll never pay nobody to sit up here and do this. No. My enemy would never sit up here and call CPS on my children. No. The enemy would never try to sit up here and get me put out my home. The enemy would never try to sit up here and ensure that they steal my identity here. We underestimated the enemy because we, in our minds, we didn't think a person would go that far. We didn't think they would go that far. But now we know in this season, the reason why this happened, God is trying to get you to wake up. Stop underestimating the enemy. He also wants your enemies to wake up. Stop underestimating my power. How far I will go to avenge my children, to restore my children, to bring about balance in my children's life. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not funny. It's not a game. It's not a fluke. It's not a gimmick. Just because you made certain mistakes in your life. Last time I checked, you screwing up in the streets or you screwing up in your personal life with your finances had nothing to do or didn't have an adverse effect or any kind of an effect on these people who hate you so and go up against you. It's never been that serious to hold on to that much hate and jealousy in your heart to where you sit up here and sign up to be an enemy to this person. You sign up to say, you know what, I'm going to ensure that this person loses this, or I'm going to ensure that this person is made a mockery of over here, trolling you like they have nothing better else to do. But like I say, even though we question God sometimes, we see in the end why he chose us. You understand what I'm saying? And when Moses came back to free his people, he was backed by the power of God. He walked in merely looking like one man who was incapable and walked out and made it happen. Why? Because the power of God. Ramesses couldn't do anything. I don't know who these leaders are. These people part of these secret covens and organizations that sit up here and have unlimited resources to come after you. But I'm going to tell you something. This will be their last stand against you. And I can promise you that. You understand what I'm saying? Because sometimes we have to be brought down to our lows. And I keep saying this is going to be so many different trials and tribulations and lessons of which we have to learn. It's not just going to happen one time or we cross one hurdle and woo. That's just one situation. You have your whole life to live. This is a journey, a never-ending journey. Some of us have to go back to the drawing board. Some of us have to go back to that rebuilding phase. All out of underestimating the enemy. But don't be discouraged, because your enemy is going to learn a lesson as well for underestimating God and how far he will go to protect and avenge his children. Do you understand what I'm saying? Joseph would have never came across Pharaoh had he not been sold into slavery. Because he stood on morals and did not commit adultery, he was thrown into prison. But had he not been thrown into prison, Pharaoh would have never known that Joseph had a gift of interpreting dreams. Likewise, that would have never led to him being able to save his people from famine. Likewise, Joseph would have never been what? Placed in a position of power. All this stemmed from a betrayal of his own family members. All this stemmed from him being sold into slavery, all out of jealousy. If we get Joseph about the way, we can get all our father's love. If we get Joseph about the way, mind you, these people who go up against you, they got a different way of thinking. They got a different way of living. Hence why when they look at you, you're being isolated. You're being outcasted. They have to look at you and point something out about you, know something about you so they can laugh at it. The ignorance in these people is beyond me. Because I'm going to tell you something. If it is in fact family, they should be ashamed of themselves. Because the same way that people had an opportunity to achieve what you've achieved, they signed up to just sit back and hate and watch and hate and want to destroy what it is that you've built. And for that, they will pay dearly for that. I'm telling you, they will pay dearly for that. Because all people had to do was just let you grow into yourself. No one is perfect. And I'm here to tell you that. But that does not mean that you allow what these people have done to you to silence you, to break you. You cannot silence what's meant to be spoken. You cannot break what's not meant to be broken. Sometimes we have to be brought down to our lowest in order for God to rise us up to our highest. It's not for you to understand. It's not even for people around you who went up against you to understand. It's just for you to move through. Learn these lessons. If in fact these people have gone up against you in the worst way, you forgive every single last one of them. And you take the lesson about it, because that's how you pass your test. You don't harbor no resentment and no ill will for no one. It takes too much energy to do that. Just like I told you in the movie, The Help. I believe her name is, I'm going to say Viola Davis, right? So Viola Davis, there was it's been a while, and I don't recall their names, but y'all know that one who was controlling, the one out of the group who wanted to control everybody, whatever her name is. She tried to did. Another woman come up in her house and tell her that her maid of so many years that have raised her daughter is a thief now all of a sudden for some silver. I'm going to jeopardize my job that I've had for some silver that I got. You know what I'm saying? It's people who've gone that know the truth and still yet choose to believe a lie. Whatever control these people, whatever manipulation, deceit that was all around you, it will be exposed. Because like I said in that movie, man, she couldn't even come to terms, to grips. She had done so much, caused so much, just so evil, when she didn't even have to be that. Eventually people get tired. And so Viola did something that she would have never done. Always kept her head down, always followed the book, always followed the rules. Got all up in that lady's face and said, "Ain't you tired? You's a godless woman. Ain't you tired yet?" These people, I'm telling you, this will be their last stand against you. I'm telling you this. Something is going to convict them. They ain't going to have no choice to see of all the attacks, everything that they've sent your way, that you still standing and moving. They ain't going to have no choice but to surrender. These people are godless people. They're godless people. They don't have a good bone in their body. That's why they manipulate other people to go up against you. You got to ask yourself how powerful you must be to the kingdom of God for someone to go that far, to keep your name in their mouth, to scandalize you, to have people investigate you, have people troll and mock you, paying people. Oh my God. Ain't you tired? That's what a lot of us wish, not even wish, some of us, I'm telling you, oh my gosh, if we had the opportunity, we would get all up in their faces. I ask them, ain't you tired? Ain't you tired? You're not tired of the lies, of the deceit, the web of lies that you weeded around somebody's life to destroy someone, and for what? You sought out revenge for what? You are envious and jealous for what? I'm going to tell you something. You don't give these people a reason to be so envious and jealous of you. They're envious and jealous because when people look at them, when people look at you and then they look at themselves, they understand that it's levels to this, and you are on a different level than these people. And I'm not even talking about material things. I'm talking about spiritually. You are on a different level than these people. People will hate you because of who you are, who you're growing to be, who you're evolving to be, your energy. They will hate you for that. People will hate you because even if they have more than you, they hate you of where you're going. They hate where you've been. They hate the fact that you have the ability to learn, the ability to heal, the ability to overcome. They are godless people, because what kind of a reason is that to be envious and jealous of somebody? Because they have the courage to do what you don't. You had every opportunity to build what you wanted to build for yourself. You had every opportunity to step into your purpose. You will not and you shall not sit back and be jealous and envious of what somebody else built when you could use that time to better yourself in your life. That's why these people are going through it. That's why they're going through it. You have to be brought down to your lowest in order to reach your highest and full potential. That's this journey. That's what we signed up for. You understand what I'm saying? It's not an easy journey. It's not easy at all. Sometimes it makes you want to give up when you realize it be your own family. It be your own family. That's for somebody. It be your own family. Your own mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your aunt, your cousin, your nephew, your niece. It be your own family. Sometimes your own kids. But I always tell you at the end of the day, when people should have been planting themselves somebody's seat in somebody's church, planting their knees on somebody's flow and praying and repenting. I'm trying to tell you something. They chose to sit up here and group up and go up against you, and they're going to pay dearly for that. They will pay for that. Because this was not a lesson that you needed to learn. This wasn't part of your curriculum. This was something you went through because of plots that was put together behind your back. And don't you feel shame and don't you feel bad if you fell for them because of your heart. I'll give you another example. In the movie Moana, when the heart of Tafiti had to be restored back to her, right? You see two different people. When her heart was taken away from her and stolen from her, you see her turn into a monster, right? And that led to, like I said, a trickling effect on the land. You saw things just decaying. You get what I'm saying? As opposed to who she transitioned and who she turned into once her heart was restored back to her. She was able to replenish the earth. You get what I'm saying? And everything was restored back to normal again. Don't let nobody sit up here and turn you bitter and turn you cold because they didn't have enough sense. They didn't want to listen to the signs, pay attention and heed to what God was showing them in order to respect you, to love you, to be nurturing and caring and equal with you. Don't let no one turn your heart cold and black, because that's part of the lesson that you have to learn. That's where people want you to be. That's the place that people want you to be. When you are in a low vibration, people have studied you, they know you. When you are in a low vibration, you can't manifest. You can't think of a clear path forward when you are in that low vibration. You'll be surprised at how far the enemy will go in paying people to destroy you, to hurt you, to leave you destitute. But they're going to see, like I say, in underestimating God, how far he will go to avenge you and fight for you. And chastising these people as well. There is an example that I want to give you, right? And this story came to me. I told it to my mom a while back, and I just said, you know what? It's so crazy how God gives me certain stories, and I look back on it and I said, okay, so this is how this applies to my life. So maybe it applies in some type of way to your life, right? And this story that I got was of Jack. And Jack came from humble beginnings. He didn't have much of anything but his land, right? And eventually one day, Jack was led to take his last crop and take 3 seeds from this crop and plant these 3 seeds on this land, right? And from this one crop and his last 3 seeds that he had that he planted, he was able to replenish and build, like I said, a pepper farm. This pepper farm went through trials and struggles, different weather conditions, and he was struggling and trying to upkeep this pepper farm. There was a lot that was going up against Jack, and eventually he lost his farm and lost all his crop, right? Now, he was discouraged. He saw how much work he put into building this pepper farm, and he knew he used his last 3 seeds to build what he had built. So he said, how am I going to be able to rebuild with nothing left to my name? I have nothing. I have no crops. I have nothing but this land in this small little shack. And God told him there's going to be a little helper that's going to come your way This helper is going to give you just enough to get into the city to go see one of your old friends, Billy. Billy owned two stores, grocery stores that Billy owned. And so this helper was sent to go ahead and give Jack just enough of what he needed to get into the city. When he went to go see Billy, he said, look, I don't have much of anything to give you. I lost literally everything. But I can promise you, when I come up, I will look out for you. I will pay you back with interest, right? Billy told him, don't worry about it. Take as much peppers as you need. Eventually, Jack was able to go back. And even though, God told him, I need you to rebuild. I need you to go ahead, take these seeds from these peppers. I need you to go ahead and start rebuilding, start planting, and start growing. He was able to cut the time in half of what it needed to rebuild not only just one farm, but 2 more farms on that fertile land, on that fertile soil. In the midst of all this, you had several people. Like I said, Jack was in his own little area, you could say secluded or whatever the case may be. There was nothing around this area. If you wanted to go buy peppers, you wanted to go buy whatever you wanted to buy from Jack, there was nothing in that surrounding area that would make it appeasing, for you to want to go buy peppers from him. So he said, why you have me isolated? Billy is in the city. Everybody goes to the city. Nobody's going to want to come outside the city to come and buy peppers from you or buy this from me. And so God had already dropped it in Jack's spirit. The reason why I want you here is I don't want any competition. I don't want you to have to battle against anyone else. There is no competition when it comes to you. This land right here is your land. I've blessed this land. I've blessed this land. You right now are planting on fertile soil because of me. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't need to be looking at what Billy has and how this person is succeeding and how this person has these resources or whatever the case may be, because look at what I'm about to do for you and look at what's about to unfold in your life. Do what I tell you to do and keep planting. Eventually, like I said, you had people who was watching in the back, in the bushes, never coming to support Jack. Then you had people who was driving by, not even stopping. So again, he's wondering what's going on with God's plan, because it's like, okay, I've been able to build these 3 farms, but still yet again, no one is buying from me. So eventually, like I said, Billy had called him up and said, I had too much competition I was going up against. I ended up losing my stores. Do you have any work for me? I don't even care about the money that you owe me. So Jack said, yeah, come and help me, revamp this marketing strategy. And I got these 3 farms. I don't know what to do with it. I got all this produce. I got all these crops. I don't know what to do with it. As soon as Billy was able to come. And this is why I tell you about when God drops in your spirit to help someone of whom is being attacked, who has fallen down on hard times. You don't sit up here and make that person feel bad about what it is that they're going through. If God has already dropped in your spirit to help that person, that's what you do, because in the end, you never know what favor you may need, which is why I tell you, be careful how you treat people and be careful of the bridges that you burn. So because Billy had helped Jack, Billy was able to come back and lean on Jack when he fell on hard times and lost his stores. And likewise, Billy was able to come through and bring people to Jack's farms. Now you have it where everything is growing, everything is prosperous, everything is abundant. Now all of a sudden, the cars, like I said, that are passing by, 2 in particular, not just 1 or 2 tires was blown out, all 4. So now these people had no choice but to come in and buy what they needed to buy from Jack, and was like, I've seen you start out here, and I'm just so, ooh, God is so good, right? It was fake, is what I said. It was fake, but they said it because in that moment they needed who? They needed Jack. In that moment when Joseph's brothers came back, you understand what I'm saying? They needed to go through Joseph in order to get what? The food, to bring back to who? Their family. I always keep telling you about when people go up against you, the way that God orchestrates things, because what's meant for you will be for you. Again, what's meant for you will be for you. You can't silence what's meant to be spoken. You cannot break what's not meant to be broken. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back, for the haters in the valley. You cannot silence what's meant to be spoken. You cannot break what's not meant to be broken. What is meant for someone will be for someone. All you've done in managing to delay someone, to destroy someone, is in the end, delay and destroy yourself. Because this person is going to get what it is that God has promised them. They've already gone through their trials and tribulations. You are not the self-proclaimed gatekeeper of this person's life. You don't have the authority, you don't have the right, you don't have the control. So now these people's in a position where they had no choice but to sit up here and support Jack. Then you had people, I seen an old lady with a cloak come out from a bush, come out from the bushes, wherever she came from. She came out the woodworks. coming and approaching Jack. And Jack thinking, hey, you need some food? I got some food for you, whatever the case may be. She's like, no, I just, I don't have much longer. But, I just was trying to see if you could just pray to your God to have mercy on my soul. And that's when it struck me right then and there. It struck me right then and there. These godless people who may not have believed, because I always tell you, seeing is believing for people. Just because you feel or you see what you see and you say that don't fit the bill does not mean that it's not real. Again, just because of how someone lives their life or the mistakes they make, it does not mean that they're not connected with God. It doesn't mean that God don't favor them. Because you listen and because you stay obedient and just because of who you are and the plans he has for you is the reason why there's so much favor and protection and anointing over your life. That's what people don't understand. You proved a lot of people wrong and set the record straight for people who, for whatever the reason, wanted to look at you and perceive you to be a certain way. When God gave you, like God gave Jack that land and said, look, I bless this land. Whatever you plant on this land, you're planting it on fertile soil. That means it's going to grow. When someone cannot, they can destroy whatever they want to destroy in your past. They can try to dismantle your like I say, everything that it is that you've been able to build. But one thing that they will never be able to do is ruin the foundation that God has set and built for you. They cannot ruin that. They cannot take that. That could be your spirit. That could be whatever it is that God has instilled in you, backed by the power of God. Moses was backed by the power of God. Joseph was backed by the power of God. Jack was backed by the power of God. When you are backed, Noah, backed by the power of God. When you are backed by the power of God, it does not matter what you lose. You will always be in a position to do what? To rebuild. That's why you don't fret. That's why you don't lose control. That's why certain traps and plots and schemes you don't fall into and you don't become a victim of. But if you have, it was for a lesson. These godless people didn't believe in you. And it's sad of how low they thought of you. Anyone who is shocked of how far you've come, that means how low was you thinking of me? What did you think I was going to achieve? What did you think I was going to become? These people are so ignorant, all out of gossip, out of lies, out of rumors. They don't have nothing better else to do. These are people who you're going to come across. That's just the world that we live in. There is no escaping it. But I'm telling you something. When people start coming out them woodworks, asking you for forgiveness, and may not even ask you for forgiveness, ask you to pray to God to forgive them and have mercy on their soul, you're going to know. You're going to know. They was behind some foolishness, attacking you because they couldn't stand to see how far you was going. Females in their fields, in their mind. All these unwarranted attacks against you that was uncalled for. Man, let me tell you something. Life wasn't supposed to be this hard. Life wasn't supposed to be this hard. You was not supposed to be blocked in this way. I'm trying to tell you something. I've seen and I know the blockages that people have placed on me. And I've seen them be lifted. I can't go back to being old Victoria, thinking the way that I was thinking before. I'm too spiritual for that. And I know that everywhere you go, there's always going to be a hater, somebody that's going to try to sign up to be a self-proclaimed gatekeeper and say, you know what? I don't care what they've been able to build. I want it. I'm going to take it. I'm going to steal it. I want them to self-sabotage. You were seeing how royally screwed up your family members are. And they about to tell on themselves. I know I had to look back. Some of y'all been asking me why I've been reposting. Because, baby, them old messages that I made 2-some years back, a year ago, it's applying right now to this day. That's why. You were seeing how royally screwed up your family members are and how they were not happy They were not happy for you. Hence why some people had to bring you down so that they could feel good about themselves. If they struggling, you need to struggle too. They need to bring you back, set you back so they can get ahead of you. I don't understand. I really don't understand, but I'm going to tell you something. They going to understand that this year going to be their last stand against you. Whatever they did last year that led into this new year, it's it. It's final. It's done. For that old lady to come out and ask Jack, for these people's cars, tires blown out and stuff, that ain't nobody, that's supernatural power right there. And I'm going to tell you something. You was like, well, Victoria, what's so special about these two particular cars? Spies, naysayers, informants. Ain't trying to sit up here and support you. Just want information. Want to sit up here and dock on you. But send somebody else updates about you. Okay, you want to update? You want to update? You don't know how to stop. You don't know. As long as Jack was struggling, lost his farm, lost all this stuff, and they was like, well, it's only a matter of time for that little shack get foreclosed. It's just only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. But they have to come and call us and ask for us for help. Ooh. Who wanted you to be down so bad to where they need, oh my God, baby. And it was that serious? It was that serious to block you? To block unions for you? They wanted you to feel you was unworthy of love, unworthy of marriage, unworthy of commitment. Sending false lovers that was updating them on your life. On your life. Ain't you tired? What was the purpose in doing that? Ain't you tired? Some people, I told you, are sore losers. And unfortunately, in your case, you would have thought people would have got behind you. Your own family had to sit up here and go against the curse breaker of the family. Your own family went up against the curse breaker. They went up against you. And for what? Another movie. The One with Jet Li. You see where it's two twins, right? Well, they're the same person, but one is an evil twin, one is the good twin. You see in that movie where the evil twin stops at nothing to kill the good one, right? Well, lie, scandal, do whatever, commit crimes and put it on the good one. You understand what I'm saying? In the end, though, what happened? That evil twin was cursed and sent to a different timeline or dimension, where it was so dark and it looks like they was going up against like a boatload of people fighting for themselves, fighting. And the good one was actually brought back to be reunited with the love of his life. And it was sunny, it was happy. You're about to go into a new dimension of your life. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to cry on this video because I know that it's a lot of us that are going through things that we should not have had to go through. This goes to show you that all the years that probably nothing was happening to you, people was plotting and they was watching. And they had to wait for the opportune moment to sit up here and pounce on you. People are paying people to see what's happening for you, when it's going to happen for you. All that's going to come to a screeching halt. Because I'm going to tell you something. If they're going to spiritual practitioners, these people that they are paying are not attacking you. I'm telling you, they're taking the money, but they're not attacking you. And it's a reason for that. Because when God sits and comes through, these people, if they call themselves witches and warlocks and soothsayers, and they're psychics, and they're all these different people, you think that these people don't know and ain't tapped in to see who you are? Whose child you are, and what you're destined for, and what the outcome gonna be if they sit up here and attack you? This lady who came from the Woolworths out the bushes asking Jack, I'm talking about begging him, can you please pray to your God to have mercy on my soul? Just look at the events, the series of events that happened. From Jack building a farm, losing the farm, to being able to capitalize off of that and have 3 more farms. Able to capitalize off of that and pay off that shack, turn that shack into an office, went on to do other things. He blessed Billy in return for helping him. Your enemies are they're not gonna have a choice but to sit back and release control of trying to have control over your life, what you have, what you don't have, what you step into and what you don't step into. I'm telling you something. The spiritual attacks didn't work. So they need to come up with a way to physically attack you so that you would self-sabotage. And they know that they did wrong for that. But you are waking up to see. I feel a lot of us cut a lot of people off because maybe we was looking at one group of people. We was only looking at exes. We was only looking at ex-friends, and it was our family that we still had up in our life that we hadn't gotten out of our life. Maybe some of us dead set on family, but not looking at these ex-lovers and how far they'll go, how far ex-friends will go. Whatever happened in this season needed to happen because it was something that you wasn't seeing clearly. And it's not your fault. It is not your fault. Because you have the power to overcome. You have the power to overcome, and you will overcome. Again, you cannot silence what's meant to be spoken. You cannot break what's not meant to be broken. This is your season. Don't be discouraged. They weren't sorry before, but they will be sorry. They will be sorry. Because I'm going to tell you something. Only one or two things can happen for these people in going up against God's plan, because they're not bigger than God. They're not more powerful than God. They just have a God-like complex. And they're going to get very humbled. You understand what I'm saying? Because you don't sit up here and go about trying to figure out of whom you can destroy. I mean, you can do it. Everybody got free will, but just be willing. The same consequences they wanted you to suffer, the same outcomes they wanted for you, these people are about to go through it, and they have nobody else to blame. I don't care how down and out a person was, how envious and jealous a person was, how much revenge a person wanted up on you, because at the end of the day, you did what God told you to do. You didn't look back. You understand what I'm saying? Your mistakes was your mistakes. You didn't sit up here and get up out your lane and try to cross to somebody else's and say, oh, this, that, and the third, and judge somebody else and say what they can't have. You didn't do any of that. So you already know what type of time these people own, so let them have that. You understand what I'm saying? You need to keep pushing forward and let God sit up here and handle this and balance this out for you, the same as he did it before. And that old lady could very well be an aunt up in your life. That old lady could very well be an ex-lover that was once a part of your life. That old lady could be a mom. That old lady could be a father. That old lady, take it however. Because I keep trying to tell you about the way that God orchestrates things to work for you. You are going to step into it. All they did was show God they didn't care about him, that they didn't believe in him. Oh, we'll play the part. We'll go to church every Sunday. We'll Bible thump. We'll know every scripture up in that Bible. We'll say this person deserves to go to our church. This person could be part of our congregation. But no, not this one. Oh, this one could sit up here and talk about it. But no, not that one. I'm telling you, God is really about to come through for you. And in a season, in a time, in a period where you just thought at the end of the day, man, you thought you underestimated the enemy, and that's okay. You underestimated the enemy, but the enemy underestimated God. And I'm just gonna wrap this up and let that be it. Okay? For the people in the back, for the haters in the valley. You cannot silence what's meant to be spoken. You cannot break what's not meant to be broken. And people are gonna see that in this season. They're gonna see that. The force of evil plans to make of you its possession. That's what people wanted for you, wanted to possess you, control you. And it will if you let it destroy everybody. We all must take precautionary measures. Because people watching, people plotting, ain't never gonna stop. Viola got up in that lady's face. Ain't you tired yet? You godless woman. I ain't steal no silver. You godless, cruel woman. Ain't you tired yet? Ain't you tired of paying people? Ain't you tired of spying? Ain't you tired of trolling and mocking? Ain't you tired, you godless woman, you godless man? If peace and love you treasure, then hear me when I say, oh, that the world, but in this case, these people in need of what? Of love, love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. What's going around? What caused you to be in certain predicaments and situations up in your life? Hate's going round. What it's doing? Breaking many hearts. God, stop it please, 'cause it is gone too far. It's going too far with these plots and these attacks. I don't care how much money a person got. Watch them lose it in this season, since they want to keep doing mess with it. I don't care what stands to this position these people thought they was in and didn't want to mess it up, thinking if they helped you, it would mess their situation up. And not warning you, it would make sure that everything would be balanced in their life. Watch them lose it. Watch them be set back. And trying to destroy and delay and distract you, and they did. Manipulating, deceiving, brainwashing other people to go up against you, and they did. Sitting up here lying on your name. Wanting you to be locked up. Wanting control over your life, your finances. Wanting to forever be able to troll and mock you. You can't be free. They trying to lock up and limit a chosen one. And they did. But you are freed. Do you understand what I'm saying? They tried to lock you up, but you freed. And that's why Mary had a little lamb, fleeces white stone. You know that everywhere that Mary went, a hater show to go. JC, back me up. GP, are you with me? You already know what to do. If any of these messages resonate with you, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend and join the JC gang. Reach one, teach one. We ride together. We gonna slide together. JC gang for life. They should have left you alone. But that was too much for them. That was out their reach, out their grasp. And they wanted to try to make you feel like what you wanted and where you was trying to go was too far-fetched. When you was right there. Enough of the being right there. Enough and almost. You're going to have. There's no reason for you to be going through what you're going through. It wasn't supposed to be this hard for you. People, man, I know I've seen blockages be placed on my life. Blockages on my channel. I've seen so many blockages. And God has revealed to me who's behind these blockages. I may not know everything, and I don't claim to be somebody that I am not. Okay? But we all have gifts and abilities that we didn't ask for. And it just is what it is. You shouldn't have to be mocked and trolled for that. I keep trying to tell you, they go the hardest for the ones who are meant to reach certain levels in their life. And I don't know what's in store for you. Half these people that went up against you, God warning you. So it don't make no sense. But when somebody don't want you to have anything, want you to be at your lowest, want you to be able to depend on them, man, I'm trying to tell you something. Self-proclaimed gatekeepers, enough is enough. Smile. No matter what they say, you know you stay paid. No matter what they do, God come through for you. So smile. And you know they mad. God say that's too bad. 'Cause you will smile. Ooh. You're going to smile. And that's just period. Smile. Ooh. No matter what they say, kings and queens, you know you stay paid. So smile. No matter what they do, God come through for you. So smile, and you know they mad. God say that's too bad. Trying to stop your creativity, stop your flow, stop your hustle. What's up with that? Watch every waking moment of your life because you don't want to deal with them and they got to know what's going on in your life. They must have sat up here and got a reading on your life, baby. I'm trying to figure it out because it ain't never been that serious. They had to have gone to somebody and somebody told them this is what's set for you. This is what you're meant to have. Well, my daughter can't have it. Well, my son. Well, they family. Keep trying to tell you, boys, the family went up against their own curse breaker. And you think they ain't going to pay for that? Whatever was stolen need to be returned. Whoever was paid, you need to stop paying. And if that person and you had any kind or type of sense, because half of y'all know God, you claim to be religious leaders, yet you sit up here going up against God's chosen ones, and you think it ain't going to be no repercussions for that. Don't pump fake and then try to sit up here and point the finger on somebody else. Because you fake. Because you phony. Ain't you tired yet? You godless woman, you godless man. But I'm going to tell you something. Don't fret and don't you cry if it's your mom or your dad. Don't you cry if it's your sister or your brother. Don't you cry if it's an auntie or cousin that's been tacking your butt for years. I'm going to tell you something. He delivered you from them for a reason. You are a curse breaker for a reason. They might have wanted you cursed at the womb, but you was blessed at the womb for a reason. That ex-friend gonna have to give it up because this is your season. No matter what they say, you know you stay paid. Hashtag never been broke. Always stay rich. Always been rich, always will be rich because I'm that dude, because I'm that chick. And that's why Mary had a little lamb, piece of white snow. You know that everywhere that Mary went, a hater sure to go. Boo, yeah, who, yeah. And it is what it is. Let people laugh. The best thing that you can be, if a person gonna laugh and sell you out, baby, hey, you sold me out, you laughed at me being my true, authentic self. But at least you didn't laugh at me. At least you didn't mock me. At least you didn't come for me. Me out here trying to be fake. Me trying to sit up here and be around you, and I know you don't like me. Nah, that ain't the move. No matter what they do, but hold on. No matter what you lose, God come through for you. Don't play with me. Act like you don't know what I'm saying. Far from crazy. That's why they trying to sit up here and, ooh, wash my hands clean, I got to go flee. If you can't flee from karma, what goes around come back around. The series of events you've already started is already in motion. It's already happened for a whole lot of y'all. Already fell for the plot. Now it's time for justice. That's why I keep trying to tell you, people going to be coming out, baby, asking you to pray to your God to have mercy on their soul. The ones who got some sense may not do nothing for them because of everything that they signed up to do to you. But who knows? They do say that God is a forgiving God. I heard he sold a lot of books. So he been a lot of places, seen a lot of things. Who knows? But for those who are stubborn, who want to throw rocks, hide their hand, don't want to be exposed, they don't want you to know that they've been the ones behind the lies and the manipulation and deceit for the people coming for you. Because it would make them look weak. Even in their old age. Like that old woman came from the bushes asking Jack, pray to your God to have mercy on my soul, but they ain't going to have no choice. Somebody going to have to make amends some type of way. Either leaving you alone indefinitely, giving back, or trying to make right what they've done wrong. I don't know. Maybe none of them are going to try, but I'm going to tell you something. You underestimated the enemy in this season, and that's okay. But the enemy underestimated God. And it may not be okay for a whole lot of people who did that. So on that note, I want you to continue to lift your head up high. Never let nobody see you sweat. Okay? Thank you to everyone who has brought my books. Thank you to everyone who has supported me and brought my guides. Those of you who sent me prayers, donations, emails. Thank you so much. You don't even understand how, in what I'm going through right now, how it's getting me through. And just to know that as much as people can go up against you and try to take from you who you are and what you're trying to build for yourself, you know, there's always going to be, like I said, that land that God blessed Jack to have, that land that he's placed me on fertile soil. So no matter what, I'm always going to be able to grow things in my life. I'm always going to be able to rebuild. You understand what I'm saying? Good people and real recognize real. It just go to show, like I say, every family member it's not an enemy. It's not crooked and wicked. Every friend is not a foe. You understand what I'm saying? Every lover that comes in your life is not going to hurt you. And that's something that I'm learning in this season. You know what I'm saying? Because for a set of people to not know me and not know my past, but willing to lay down, I'm talking about, man, Sylvia told me the other day, like, I've known this girl for 25 years. Never would I allow her to get close to me the way I would you. Ain't known me for about maybe 2 years. The good that I've done is what I'm saying. The good I've done, no matter what image people try to make me out to be, you can't take that from me of who I am, man. I've done a whole lot of things in my life that is not becoming of a woman. Whole lot of people can come and question my womanhood for a lot of things I don't know and that I don't do right, and that's cool. But one thing you will never be able to take from me is my heart. I'm a good people, man. It's not too many people. What I've gone through and what I've seen is not too many people like me. I'm talking about $1 million could be up on the bed. As soon as you come back, the $1 million gonna be there. I don't care for you. I don't care for no money, man. I've been broke. The real GOAT is a person who could be broke several times, lose everything several times, and still yet be able to bounce back and come back like it's nothing. Come back winning. Coming back winning. That's the greatest of all time. That's the real MVP. I just move different. I don't care for a whole lot of things. What I do care for, I care for my peace. I care to be left alone because I know I ain't out there trying to comfort nobody. You feel what I'm saying? And so for people to really come through for me and tell me not just the impact, I'm talking about how much they love me. How much they love me. Sending me money don't show me that you love me. But sending me a paragraph, sending me a whole essay, emailing me about events and things I've called out for y'all, that show me love. And that's something nobody will ever be able to take from me. Nobody from my past, an ex-friend, a family member who just, I don't care for you. On God, on my grandma, I don't care for you. And I ain't keep your name up in my mouth. I got things to worry about. Things that I'm out here trying to handle that you ain't helping with, but you trying to sit up here and cause delays and distractions in my life. That's crazy how people work. But right when I was about to give up on this, it's like so many of y'all was coming through and telling me don't do it. Because it was a lot of my messages that got y'all through y'all predicament and y'all situation. Do you understand what I'm saying? And for that, we your family. For that, I'm forever your sister. And for that, I'm forever your friend. I can't make this up. I don't do everything right. And I'm not telling you that in me coming on here, I live the perfect life. Because I don't. But at least I'm real about it. But it's still, again, it don't take away from the what? The favor, the anointing, and the gift that is surrounded around me and that's surrounded around you. So lift your head up high, man. In every storm. And every betrayal, lift your head up high. Because you are somebody. Whatever you did not get in 2023 does not mean you're never going to get it. Look at everything else you've been able to achieve. These people are cruel and they godless. And even though they may know or they think they know where you are right now, they know that's not where you're going to be in the foreseeable future. And that's what they're trying to stop. And I'm telling you, these self-proclaimed gatekeepers is going to have their last stand and stance against you. Because enough is enough. Continue to hold your head up high. Never let nobody see you sweat. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. That's for the women and the men. And for the kids. One thing about being on this spiritual and this healing journey, how's somebody going to come for you when you put everything of who you are, what you and where you've been on Front Street? What exactly are you trying to run from? What exactly are you trying to hide? Like I said, we already an hour in. I just wanted to encourage you with this message. I know I hit a lot of pain points, and I know it triggered a whole lot of people. But I'm going to tell you something. Family, exes, and ex-friends going to learn a real valuable lesson about what it truly means to be backed by the power of God and who you truly are. You shocked a whole lot of people in your community, and a whole lot of people thought real low of you, and half of them didn't even know you. They was going off of what other people were saying. Instead of anybody coming and fact checking anything, everybody just jumped on the bandwagon. Nobody once said, hey man, this smell foul, something wrong with this. Nobody ever said it. I'm telling you, everybody in your family ain't crooked. You got some people that's sitting up putting people up in their pay because they tired of hearing your name. I ain't saying they tired of hearing your name like they don't, but they tired of the way that these people, how they using it. And that's on God. I'm telling you, I don't know. I'm just telling you, everybody in your family ain't messed up. And I'm going to just leave it like that. Every friend that you done left behind does not hate you because you do not have a communication with them. Because you cut them off. You understand what I'm saying? Because they know what you out here trying to do. They know it's real life out here. It's only the ones that know they messed up and truly just want to have power, control, dominion over your life. And they're not going to have that because they're not God. They know why you cut them off. They know they was not on the up and up when it came to you. They know how they talked about you behind your back. They know how they hate you. They psychotic because they may be on that narcotic. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm trying to tell you is everybody ain't on the bandwagon and wasn't on the bandwagon and throwing your name up under the bus, babe. I want you to understand that. It ain't everybody up in your community. These wicked people wasn't able to reach and brainwash everyone up in your community. And these are the people that's rooting for you. So don't hold that. Like everybody up in my past and want to see everybody. It's not. I swear to God. It's not. But these people that's not themselves. I always tell you the devil can attack those who are in a low vibration, right? I've called back on things people have said to me and they act like they didn't remember. Maybe they didn't. Or maybe the devil was using them. But all I know is I know what was said to me. I know what came out of people's mouths. I know the faces and the looks when I turn back and seen people shaming me in front of my friends, but I'm supposed to be your kinfolk. Sitting back talking all kind of stuff your girl done went through. This is why I'm here. This is why I move the way that I move. Laughed at for not having friends. Laughed at for not having support. But isolation led to my elevation. It's not for everybody to understand. It's not for me to appease everyone and meet their standard. But that does not take away my quality, your quality, my worthiness, your worthiness, my righteousness, your righteousness. It's in you. And people can feel it and they know it. Now, they chose to do what they did and talk about you and scapegoat you. Let it happen. I keep trying to tell you, whatever was dismantled and destroyed in your past, it's not, it doesn't compare to what's in store for you. So let all that phase out and watch what God do for you in this season. Till next time, stay prayed up and be blessed. I love y'all.